The Steelers' future could change completely, and it all depends on one bold move that no one saw coming. What if Aaron Rodgers joined forces with Mike Tomlin on the Steelers? This explosive possibility is buzzing behind the scenes of the NFL. With the Steelers facing a crisis in offensive leadership and Rodgers set to become a free agent, Pittsburgh could be the stage for a final epic chapter for the legendary QB. But is betting on a 41-year-old veteran the right move? And to spice things up, the Steelers might finish a season full of promise with the same frustrating 10-7 record as last year. Want to know how all of this impacts the team's future? Stay tuned and hit the like button because this video is unmissable. Let's talk about an idea heating up the NFL rumor mill: Aaron Rodgers teaming up with Mike Tomlin on the Steelers. Yes, you heard that right. Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk believes Pittsburgh should join the hunt for a quarterback in 2025, and Rodgers could be the perfect choice. Here's the situation. The Steelers are struggling with Russell Wilson, who has led the team during a 3-game losing streak. Uncertainty about next year's starting QB is growing. For Florio, it's time for Pittsburgh to make a bold move and pair Rodgers, a future Hall of Famer, with Tomlin for one final big season. Now, Rodgers' time with the Jets hasn't exactly been smooth. After being traded by the Green Bay Packers in 2023, he suffered an Achilles tear early in the season, just 4 plays into his debut against the Buffalo Bills. This abruptly ended his campaign. This year at 41, Rodgers returned to lead a Jets team that started with playoff dreams, but entered Week 17 with a disappointing 4-11 record. To make matters worse, head coach Robert Saleh and GM Joe Douglas were fired, and the team's owners faced heavy criticism. Despite the struggles, Rodgers still flashed moments of brilliance, throwing for 3,511 yards, 24 touchdowns, and just 8 interceptions, improving as the season went on. Of course, having stars like Davante Adams, Garrett Wilson, and Breece Hall helped, but it's clear he still has gas in the tank. Rodgers has 1 year left on his contract with the Jets, but it's increasingly likely he'll be released after the season. Cutting him would be more financially viable for New York than keeping him on the roster, especially with $49 million in dead money versus $63 million if he stays in 2025. If Rodgers hits free agency, Pittsburgh could be one of the most appealing destinations. The Steelers are a traditionally competitive team with a roster ready to win now. Sure, there are concerns about Rodgers' age and potential decline, but he and Tomlin seem to hold each other in high regard. Plus, if the Steelers decide to move on from Wilson or bypass Justin Fields, it's hard to imagine a better option available to lead the offense. What do you think? Is Aaron Rodgers the right pick to lead the Steelers in 2025? Share your thoughts. And if you found this story intriguing, just wait to hear why Pittsburgh's current season could end on a bitter note. The Steelers are having a season that, on paper, looks like progress. They're 10-6. A marked improvement over the chaos of 2023 when Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, and Mitch Trubisky took turns leading the offense. With Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, it seemed like things were finally on track. But here's the kicker. It could all end with the same 10-7 record if they lose to the Bengals in the season finale. It's like trading a beat-up car for a sports car that only runs in first gear. The truth is, the past 3 weeks have been rough. 3 straight losses, just 40 points scored during that stretch, and Russell Wilson looks like he's running out of steam. He's thrown only 3 touchdowns, suffered 2 interceptions, and posted a passer rating of 82.2 over this span. For someone who started the year strong with a 6-1 record, 12 TDs, 3 picks, and a 103.9 rating, this decline is alarming. And don't forget, Wilson is 36, so age is becoming a factor. The question is, should Pittsburgh explore a different path at quarterback? Well, according to Adam Schefter of ESPN, the answer is complicated. The Steelers might want to move on from Wilson, but the market doesn't offer many alternatives. Schefter explained on Get Up that even if Pittsburgh wants to part ways with Wilson, finding a better replacement isn't simple. They won't come close to landing the 2 most hyped first-round QBs in the draft. In free agency, the most intriguing options are Sam Darnold and Wilson himself, and a miracle trade? Highly unlikely. In short, the Steelers need to work with what they have and focus on improving the roster around the quarterback. Most importantly, they need to start winning the turnover battle, which they haven't been doing, and which Schefter says is the main reason for their losses. To complicate matters, Wilson's contract doesn't make things easy. He signed a minimum $1.2 million deal for this season because he's still cashing in on the guaranteed $161 million from his Broncos contract. Unless Pittsburgh extends the deal, he'll be a free agent in March. In summary, the Steelers are in a classic dilemma. Change is risky, but staying the same doesn't seem to lead anywhere either. The reality is, Pittsburgh seems stuck between hope and despair. Rodgers would be a bold but risky move. Wilson, despite some solid moments, isn't the future fans dream of. The team needs a solution to return to true contention. What would you do if you were in the front office? Share your thoughts and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on the hottest news about your favorite team.